my name's Jess. Today, we're going to be taking a deeper look into the Deep Teal Lovers collection where I break down how and why I shot those photos. I'm also going to be talking about the importance of surface choices, props, and the different ways you can use props. After all, you might recognize some of these products, but these photos look so much different for no other reason than the surfaces and props. I'm going to start with these two photos while I talk about my first point. At first glance, these photos look identical, with the only difference being a different floral arrangement. Well, and I changed the scent of the candle. And actually, yeah, that is the only difference. But what a difference does it make? One of these photos is a boho year-round cozy shot, where the other one just fills you with holiday cheer. The reason I wanted to start with these two photos is to show you an example of just how much of a difference a single prop can make. Now let's take those same two surfaces, but swap their placements. Just doing this already gives you a much different look. Now let's style a photo. Like normal, I'm going to start with a riser. I got these coasters from Amazon, and how perfect are they for this collection? Next, I'll add something tall in the back. I'm going to go with white pampas in a vase to have more of a luxury boho vibe. Now, I think this photo looks great. It's clean, simple. I'm actually a massive fan of having two similar toned surfaces with simpler styling, though I do want to show you a simple trick. All I'm going to do is add a second coaster and shoot slightly at a higher angle just so you can see the coaster a little bit better because the pattern is too perfect. Once again, I'm not saying that one of these photos is better or the right way. Stacking risers is just a very simple but effective styling method to add more visual elements into your photo. Let's talk about another styling method you could apply to your risers. So like before, I'm going to add a second riser, though this time I'm going to twist it to add a little bit more texture. This is another simple but effective way to add a little something extra into your styling. While I have this set up, check this out. The only change I made was just swapping the background surface, and it completely changes the look. On to another riser styling trick. Try saying that 3 times quick. I'm gonna style my scene and add that second riser, though this time I'm actually gonna drag that top riser back a little bit, kinda creating a layering effect. Okay, let's do one last riser tip. For this one, I'm going to place a riser, and instead of stacking the second riser, I'm going to stand it up, kind of creating this textured wall in between my product and the back surface. I'm going to finish this look by adding a styling towel. Now, wait, hold on a minute. That styling towel looks awfully different than what I normally use. What a perfect thing to segue into my next topic, using theme-specific props. This collection's colors are perfect for a Southwest boho look. You can amplify this look by using other Southwest boho props. Like this styling towel. Here I used it with a dried fan leaf. In fact, you probably noticed by now, I didn't use any greenery in these collection photos. I actually only used dried fan plants and pampas. In fact, let's take a look at one of my favorite styling setups. See if you recognize it. So I'm going to start with a riser, and then I'll add my product. And instead of doing a houseplant like normal, I'm actually going to use white pampas and add it in the back. Then I'll wrap the styling towel to give that cozy feeling and add some story elements. And check out how different this photo looks just by switching the surfaces. Which of these photos is your favorite? Let me know below. Let's do another setup, and this time I'm going to switch the bottom surface and the color of my styling towel. So here's my first setup, then I switch a couple of things around, and here's my second one. Here's a side-by-side of them both. Next time you're doing a shoot, try switching your colors around and have fun. You'll never know which will be your favorite. For example, let's take a look at this setup. So I started styling the scene like this, but as I was styling it and shooting my test photos, I realized there's just something I didn't like. Which, that totally happens to all of us. That just means you should try switching out a couple props or moving things around. First, I tried to remove my vase. Then I tried adding a different vase. And then last, I ended up removing the vase completely and switching the styling towel to be a neutral toned one. Here's a side-by-side of my first styling and my final. What I didn't like about the first one was that the styling towel and the vase both kind of felt lost in the photo. They blend into the background and the product too much. So I fixed it, and I'm super happy with the final styling. Now let's take a look at a flat lay. So for this shot, you can see that I'm using a coaster again, and my pampas is kind of forming this curve around my product. A couple things to point out. Whenever I shoot something that rolls, I actually make a tiny little paper ball to prevent it from rolling. It hides and you can never see it in my photos. Next, to get that curve with my pampas, I actually just used multiple pampas. And here's that final shot again. Then you can take a look at this shot where I just have my pampas kind of up in a corner. So, which of these tips were your favorite? Let me know down in the comments. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye!